The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom releases in less than a month. Everything that I've seen about Tears has made me so nervous about whether this game is going to be a great game or a great Zelda game.
What?
In every trailer we've seen from Nintendo, it looks like they've taken every asset from Breath of the Wild and just copied and pasted it into this new game.
No shit.
Link has the exact same paraglider that he had in Breath of the Wild. He has the exact same sprinting animation, the exact same jump animation, the exact same attacking animations that are in Breath of the Wild.
Oh no! Anyway, last week...
There are also so many things that are making me so fucking nervous. It makes my balls itch looking at this game because I can't decide if these are red flags or if this is just me being crazy. For example, all the Minecraft building shit, we're building all these vehicles now and robots and... Yes! Yes! I grew up with like Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, actual Zelda games that were about exploring the dungeons and fighting and exploring these vast worlds. They had their own style.
Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer.
Based it from Breath. They should not have named this game Tears of the Kingdom. It should have been called Legend of Zelda Tears of the Copy/Paste.
What's up everyone, another day, another slay, and I hope yours is going okay. My day is actually going great because we just got the third and final trailer for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, or what I'm still gonna call Breath of the Wild 2, because Nintendo had the game announced for 3 fucking years before giving it an actual name, and I still have not managed to get used to the new name since they waited to reveal the name less than a year before the game came out. Anyways, Breath of the Wild 2 looks fucking awesome. So if you don't know this, the first Breath of the Wild is probably my favorite game ever. I played it right when it came out, and I'm pretty sure it was like the first game that I played that I would actually consider to be a quote-unquote real game, and oh my fucking god, never has there been a game that I've played where I'll replay it over and over and over again and still have a completely different experience every single time. And by far, the thing that made this game for me was the amount of freedom it gives you. Once you get done with that tutorial, you're free to do whatever the fuck you want, and it is awesome. I swear to god, I've replayed this game at least 10 times, probably more now after I've emulated the game on my PC and Steam Deck and fucked around with all the mods, which made it even more fresh. However, while Breath of the Wild is still like my favorite game ever, it definitely has its flaws. Those being the music is bland for a Zelda soundtrack, the open world feels dead in terms of NPC interactions, the story is quite possibly the worst Zelda story in the series, and the dungeons are actual dog shit. However, pretty much everything else about the game is perfect, and it looks like Breath of the Wild 2 is just going to be fixing all the flaws from the first game with more traditional Zelda music, more NPCs to interact with, and more creative dungeons. I can't say anything about the story yet because we don't know shit about the story, but everything else seems to be fixed, which, shit, that was pretty much all I was asking for. Also, Link is... god damn, they did that. However, they did another thing that is all but confirming that this game is going to be the first game, but better in every way. Those bastards figured out a way to make Breath of the Wild with somehow even more freedom. Yeah, they just threw in a fucking real-time crafting system, just like, oh yeah, here it is. And oh my god, it looks fucking awesome. Of course, not everything about this game is going to be perfect, obviously. The $70 price tag has made us all aware of that. But even despite all the bullshit going around this game, I still can't describe my excitement surrounding this game. Am I disappointed that they're reusing the same map from Breath of the Wild? Yeah, a little. But I think they've shown off so little of the game so far, and whether them reusing the map is going to be acceptable or not is going to depend how many changes to the map that they've made. Which, from the trailers, it seems like they're making a shit ton of changes. However, we have the same crowd from back during Horizon Forbidden West and God of War Ragnarok and now Breath of the Wild 2 calling the game a DLC, which is just fucking hilarious to me. I mean, again, shit on the price tag all you want, I absolutely agree. Of all of the games that are charged $70 for, this one has by far the least of an excuse because it's not even a fucking next-gen game, but to say this game is a glorified DLC is absolutely hilarious to me. Cause what the fuck do you call Majora's Mask or New Vegas or the Uncharted sequels or pretty much any fucking direct sequel to a game? Jesus Christ. Like, people need to just straight up shut the fuck up about this DLC talk because it's getting so fucking annoying. Anytime a new game comes out that's a direct sequel, it immediately gets called a DLC. It's embarrassing. Like, the only way I get this whole it's a DLC argument is if the game has the length of a DLC. For example, Resident Evil 3 Remake. That game is like 5 hours long and that's being generous. Or Uncharted Lost Legacy, Spider-Man Miles Morales. I get calling those games DLC. But unless this game turns out to be miraculously short, and I'm talking like the 5 to 6 hour range, then no, it's not a fucking DLC, dumbass. But today we're gonna be looking at someone called Lord X Law. They're a shorts creator, I guess, and after this video, holy shit, bro, stick to shorts, please, I am begging you, because this was embarrassing. They're also a Persona fan, unfortunately, and they also took this video down in between the time I started writing the script and actually began editing the video, but thankfully I was able to download it before he took it down, so we're still gonna make fun of him because this is a genuinely awful take. Anyways, enough talking and let's see what YouTube has shout out today.
The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom releases in less than a month, and I have no idea whether I'm going to buy the game or not. Now don't get me wrong, that has nothing to do with the fact that Nintendo is trying to sell a Switch game for $70.
I mean, I feel like that's the only valid reason for you to want to boycott this game. I mean, it's a fucking Zelda game, so it's not going to do anything to hurt Nintendo, but if you don't want to spend $70 on a game, I absolutely get it. Every other reason I've heard from people just seems like such bullshit, but who knows, maybe it'll change my mind.
Like, what the fuck? Why? What's the point in that? But whatever, that's not the point. The point is, everything that I've seen about Tears has made me so nervous about whether this game is going to be a great game or a great Zelda game. Now let me explain what that means, because this video is going to make a lot of people angry, and honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's always a great sign at the beginning of a video. This video is going to piss people off, but I don't care. And obviously you do, based on the fact you took the goddamn video down, but okay bro, go off.
This is my channel, I'm going to give my opinion. I am not as hyped as I thought I was for Tears of the Kingdom, and here's why. In every trailer we've seen from Nintendo, it looks like they've taken every asset from Breath of the Wild and just copied and pasted it into this new game.
No shit, because it's a fucking direct sequel. What the fuck were you expecting? Jesus Christ.
But they keep marketing it as in, oh, this is a new, expansive, deluxe upgrade from Breath of the Wild. Everything is different, everything is building upon it. But there's so much shit taken straight from Breath and put right into Tears.
Yeah, because if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like the whole thing with the map, I'll admit, I was kind of skeptical about the reused map, but then I realized the map for the game is fucking enormous, and there is next to no people who've really seen everything there is to see in Breath of the Wild, so it's like, why the hell just throw it away and make a new one? And we really don't even know how many changes to the map that they've made in Tears of the Kingdom. Like, if the game comes out and they've made very minute changes to the map, then yeah, bitch about it all you want. I'll probably be out there with you. However, from what they've been showing, the Sky Islands look like they're gonna be adding a whole other layer to the game. There's so many other small changes they've been showing, whether it's like more NPC outposts and stuff. And why would we need every single asset redone for this game? Do you know how much time and money that would take? And what, also a few dumbasses on the internet stop bitching? Yeah, hell no. Redoing all the assets is not gonna make this somehow more of a fun game. It's literally just wasted resources. Shit, Resident Evil 4 Remake, a game you praised on a community post, has a lot of reused assets. I mean, Capcom has been reusing assets in their Resident Evil games since like RE7 back in 2017. So that's like what, the last 6 years? Where is the bitching for that? Or New Vegas, which is a game you seem to talk about a lot on your channel. Didn't that game like initially start development as a DLC for Fallout 3? Majora's Mask, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West. Shit, doesn't even fucking Elden Ring like straight up reuse bosses from previous Souls games in it? Point is, I could go on and on and on. This is a thing that has been happening since games were first made. It is nothing to bitch about.
If you don't believe me, go look at the final trailer they just released today, April 13th. In that final trailer, Link has the exact same paraglider that he had in Breath of the Wild. Why?
And that's just a straight up lie. He might have his original paraglider for some parts of the game, probably like the opening hours, but they've shown you can switch the paraglider out for different ones. Have you researched this shit at all? Jesus Christ.
He has the exact same sprinting animation, the exact same jump animation, the exact same attacking animations that are in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, why would he need new ones aside from you just being pissy over the fact that Nintendo is spending their budget on stuff that actually matters, like the gameplay elements?
Are gonna be in Tears of the Kingdom. Does that mean we have the exact same attacks? Like, what the fuck? It looks like they just took everything from Breath, copied and pasted it into Tears of the Kingdom, and now they're gonna sell it to us for $70.
Were you watching the trailer at all? I'm sorry, if you look at any of the trailers for Breath of the Wild 2 and try to tell me, oh, this just looks like the exact same game, I'm sorry, you actually have to be fucking retarded. I know I don't say that word as much anymore, but I think it's genuinely valid to say here, because you would seriously have to have some kind of mental deficiency to think that these are the exact same game. Jesus Christ.
Now don't get me wrong, the game has elements that I think are fucking cool. Like, I love the Sky Islands. It looks like they're gonna have new dungeons and shrines. I'm excited for that. The characters look great. The bosses look fucking great. Ganon looks dope as hell. I love Link's new look. I like the idea of the Master Sword being broken and how he looks more like he's a tribal and he's like out here for like really trying to survive and shit. I like that. I hope we get to play as Zelda as well. But besides all that, there are also so many things that are making me so fucking nervous. It makes my balls itch looking at this game because I can't decide if these are red flags or if this is just me being crazy.
How are reused assets a fucking red flag to you? Jesus Christ. Do you know anything about game development? Do you know how like difficult that shit is to have to make new assets for every single fucking entry? Do you know like what the fuck? Oh my god, this is just embarrassing.
For example, all the Minecraft building shit, we're building all these vehicles now and robots, and there's like a rocket they showed that Link can use on his arm. Like, what the fuck? This is not Zelda.
What? How are you getting mad about that shit? That shit looks dope as fuck.
I grew up with like Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, actual Zelda games that were about exploring the dungeons and fighting and exploring these vast worlds. They had their own style, and Breath of the Wild kept onto that style as much as it could while also making the world more open. And
tell me you've never played a Zelda game without telling me you've never played a Zelda game. Holy shit. You know what's funny about those games is that each of them has had a different style compared to the previous one. Ocarina of Time is maybe like the one exception because it was just essentially translating Link to the Past to a 3D format, but like Wind Waker has the cartoon style, Twilight has the Dark Ages style, Skyward Sword obviously has the style of, you know, being in the fucking sky, and the Breath of the Wild games have been going for this more futuristic aesthetic with the Guardians and the Divine Beasts and the technology, all that shit. Zelda games do not have a consistent style. Jesus Christ, this is just fucking sad.
Introducing all these new mechanics with the cooking and the crafting, and Breath of the Wild was a great game. I love that game. But it seems like for Tears, they're going in the complete opposite direction. They're moving so far away from Zelda and are now going towards fucking Minecraft and Terraria and shit like this. Like,
No, it's literally just giving the player more freedom, because that's the thing everybody unanimously praised about the first Breath of the Wild. How you can do whatever the fuck you want in any order that you want. So obviously, for its direct sequel, they'd want to expand on that freedom even more.
We don't want that. We still want this to be a Zelda game. You can meet us in the middle. Why the fuck will we want to fuse a mushroom onto our fucking shield?
I wish I was on mushrooms making this fucking video, holy shit.
Why the fuck would anyone fuse their shield onto their sword and then block using their sword as if it's a shield?
I don't know, cause it's fucking funny. I mean, the stupid shit people are gonna be doing with this game is gonna be so good. I cannot wait to see the tweets people make about it. Like, imagine just fusing a fucking tree to two rocks just to make a fucking dick statue out in the middle of the overworld. That would be funny as fuck.
That's the most stupid thing I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. It's stupid, it's redundant, it makes no sense.
Oh yeah, an adult in a child's body traveling back in time over and over again to try to stop the moon with a face from crashing down on Earth makes perfect sense, but fusing weapons and items together to make better weapons? No, that's taking it way too far.
It's pointless. Whoever designed that at Nintendo needs to be fired immediately. I'm sorry, it's dumb. Why would anyone want to do that? I hate this fusing mechanic. I hated the weapon durability in Breath of the Wild. I don't mind weapon durability in most games, as long as your weapon doesn't break after 10 goddamn hits.
Just get more weapons then, holy shit, or go back to the place where you got your weapon that broke and get it again. It's not that complicated. Even when I was in like 5th grade, and again, Breath of the Wild was like the first real game that I ever played, I never got this complaint. The weapons break super easily so you can experiment with other weapons. It's like the same shit with Doom Eternal and how you have super little ammo compared to 2016.
In Breath of the Wild, no matter what weapon you were using, you cannot swing it more than 30 times before that motherfucker breaks, and then you're fucked.
Not if you actually like played the game like how you were supposed to and how it was clearly showing you to by exploring the whole world and not leaving anywhere you pass unchecked. If you did that, you should be fine and you should be having weapons for days.
They brought that back in Tears of the Kingdom, but hey, we tried to fix it. You can now fuse your weapons with other weapons to create bigger, longer, more stupid looking weapons that will still probably break in like 30 hits.
Well, I don't know where you're getting that shit from, because they haven't shown anything to do that, so you're pretty much just pulling that shit out of your ass.
Wow, great. That sounds amazing. Let me fuse my sword onto a stone like I'm fucking King Arthur pulling the sword out of the stone. Now it looks like that. Like I'm Jack Horner from fucking Puss in Boots picking up this fucking weird it's dumb. It's dumb. You can fuse a tree branch with a pitchfork or like a broom. And they showed this in their trailer and they were hyping it up like it's this new fucking great thing. It looks idiotic beyond compare, okay? Never gonna use this. If I play the game, never gonna use that.
Bye, have a beautiful time.
I mean, from how they've been showing that stuff being used in the trailers, it seems like significant portions of the game are going to be built around that feature. But go off, don't use it. But don't be bitching online when you think the game is too hard for you, though.
They have this new ascend ability where you can teleport. Well, do you teleport? You like lift up to the ceiling. If only certain ceilings, though, there has to be that green energy that you lift up into the ceiling and then it pops you up on top of the ceiling where there's a floor to the upper level.
Yeah, I'll admit, I don't really care about the ascend ability that much. I mean, it looks cool enough, and I guess I could see how it could be useful in some places, like specifically getting up to the Sky Islands, but other than that, I don't really see how it's anything to hype up. But even still, they didn't market it as if it was like the selling point of the game. They did that with the real-time crafting system, which, yeah, to me, that looks fucking awesome, and I cannot wait to fuck around with it.
It looks stupid. I don't know what kind of weed they were smoking when they thought of this idea, but I doubt you will ever use it in your playthrough, and it will be the glitchiest thing you will ever use if you do use it.
Where the hell are you getting this shit from? Where did it seem like this feature was gonna be glitchy? What the fuck?
There are things like this that Breath of the Wild, that Tears, they really shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't. In the trailer, this dude's like making this vehicle, like this boat. He just finds random fucking motor turbines and like planks of wood and he creates like this boat and it's like a fucking Zelda yacht and shit. Like, dude, I don't want this. I don't want vehicles. I don't want huge battle robots in fucking Zelda.
Well, what the fuck do you want? Because earlier you were just bitching about how they didn't innovate the graphics enough, and now you're complaining about how they've innovated too much with the gameplay mechanics? Like, what the hell is this shit? I want to believe this is a troll video, but the fact that he took the video down tells me otherwise.
I just want to have a huge world I can explore with quests where I can play as Link. I can have cool abilities. I can explore dungeons and shrines and save Zelda like always and fight Ganon, all this shit. This is what we want. We don't want all this new shit.
And you're getting that shit along with the new shit. If you don't like the new shit, don't use it like how you were just complaining about. Holy shit.
It makes me so nervous. And so many Nintendo fans are trying their hardest to defend this game because they don't want to accept that it looks fucking weird. They're like, oh, this is so great. They're innovating everything. Everything is so new. It's so different. I can't wait for this game. It's going to be amazing. Like, dude, this is not Zelda. If this was any other type of game and they got rid of the Zelda title and they named it something else, you would be like, oh, this game looks kind of average. But
no, I would see, oh shit, this looks like a spiritual successor to Breath of the Wild with a real-time crafting system, and I'd be like, damn, that looks fucking awesome, and I'd probably be excited for it as I am for the game right now.
But just because it's Nintendo, and just because it's Zelda, you feel like you have to accept it. You cannot criticize it. This game does not look great. It does not look as good as you think, as you want to believe it is. Just because Breath of the Wild was great doesn't mean Tears is going to be great, especially when they are introducing all this new weird shit.
They introduce new weird shit in every Zelda game. How is this any different? Jesus Christ. This is honestly rather tame compared to some of the other weird shit they've introduced in Zelda games before. Like fucking Majora's Mask with the moon with the face that fucking crashes down into the world and everyone's fucking super depressed. And somehow that game got an E rating, which is just mind-blowing to me. That was fucking weird. Not to say it was bad, but this is nothing compared to that.
I just don't understand it. I don't know why they decided to go into this direction. Like, why couldn't they just use what they had in Breath of the Wild?
You were just complaining about how they were reusing too much shit. What do you want? Oh my god. This is so shit. Why did I do this? No wonder he fucking deleted it. Holy shit.
Even when Breath of the Wild released, people were mad at Nintendo, and Nintendo knew about this. They knew people were mad about weapon durability and how they made the shrines really simple and there are no like huge dungeons. I mean, I guess they're the Divine Beasts, but those dungeons are like super simplistic. They're not like the deep dungeons you go into in Ocarina. They're not like the Water Temple or inside Jabu Jabu's belly, or like...
Actually, Breath of the Wild did have a really good dungeon, and that was the last one of the game, Hyrule Castle. That shit was fucking awesome. It had good music, it had a style, and it basically just worked as a mini version of the game where you can go around the castle and prepare for the final boss, or you can just jump across the moat in the back and go straight to Ganon. It was fucking awesome, and I really hope the sequel has more dungeons that are like that.
The Shadow Temple, or the ones in Twilight Princess and the Dark World, and they're not those. Tears of the in Breath of the Wild, they're just like you go in a Divine Beast for an hour, and it's like you're in this one animal type robot. The puzzles are simple. We don't want that. We want like deep dungeons where we can go into for hours and explore and then leave, and then we can go to another one and go across the open world and shit. That's what we want. But Nintendo said, nah, fuck it.
Where has Nintendo shown that they've just scrapped the dungeons again? Cause if anything, to me at least, they've shown the exact opposite. With these new dungeons that have their own actual aesthetic now, instead of just making them all look the same from the inside. So yeah, that's some more bullshit for you.
Give them mushrooms on shields, and shields on swords, and swords on shields, and pitchforks on tree branches, and ascend, and create more boats, and create weapons and vehicles, and all this weird shit. We don't want this, bro. We really don't.
Who the fuck is we? Speak for yourself, motherfucker. Jesus Christ.
There are so many other mechanics that it looks like they took right from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It looks like the Blood Moon is coming back. They have the same enemies that we saw. There's maybe like, they showed like maybe 1 or 2 new Guardian type robots, whatever. The Lionels are back. The Bokoblins are probably going to be back. The Macablins, the Lizalfos, like they're all going to be copy pasted from Breath. They should not have named this game Tears of the Kingdom. It should have been called Legend of Zelda Tears of the Copy/Paste.
But you were just complaining about how they changed too much. Jesus Christ, does this motherfucker have like bipolar or something? Bro just shifted his point to the exact opposite side twice in the span of like 7 minutes. What the hell? But yeah, the video basically ends there. He does a little outro, which was basically nothing, and yeah, that was fucking awful. Bro changed his point to the exact opposite side so many times. Like, I have to go out on a limb and say no matter what Nintendo was gonna show, he was gonna be upset. Like, again, there's no pleasing these motherfuckers. They're the people that prioritize graphics over gameplay and shit like that. Like, I want to say he made the video as like a rage bait thing for clicks, but the fact that he took the video down tells me otherwise. But yeah, I'm done. Breath of the Wild 2 looks fucking awesome. I seriously cannot wait for this game and to dump another 500 hours into one of these motherfuckers. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, join my Discord, follow my Twitter. If you really liked the video, you can become a member. I mean, it gives you nothing, but it helps out the channel a lot and gives me more freedom to do the kind of things I want to do and not just follow trends. So yeah, it's like my OnlyFans, but there's nothing on it because I'm a minor. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.